It's amazing to me. You may have heard the story yesterday, right? The city, of course, is out there doing this every day. Although if you travel the same street every day, you're thinking, really, the city's out there every day? How come this is still here? I have one of these by my home. It's been there at least for, I would think, a month. And it's fairly obvious. And people, to the point where people drive around it if you take the same route every day. So to read this story over at Concordia, that a team of researchers have found a way to train an AI model that can actually detect cracks in infrastructure. So think in a road surface, right? Not just do it quickly and more efficiently, and obviously in a way that, according to this, says even safer than a human inspector could. I'm excited, and I think we all could be. Rose Rostami is a PhD candidate in computer science and civil engineering at Concordia. She's co-author of the paper. Rose, thanks for coming on today. So let's start by explaining exactly what this system that you've developed does.
Hi, Aaron. Thanks for having me today. So we built this system based on, we leverage large vision models that are available, but the trick was to how to adapt and train these models to our specific application, which is crack detection. So we came up with a methodology to do this, and the model is now able to identify cracks from the image or video data. And this can be hopefully deployed on like edge devices, for instance, cell phones or any other device that inspectors use to actually do the inspection faster.
Okay, so wait, I'm trying to understand, because I know drones are involved in here, right? And it would seem to me once drones are involved, I mean, there's a lot of infrastructure area to cover, right? So you need an awful lot of data sets to make this thing work, do you not?
So to train the model, yes, we used a massive data set of crack images so that the model will be able to identify cracks. But then now the model that is trained is able to identify cracks when you, like, for instance, pass a drone through the surface of the structure, such as a bridge or maybe if it's a road. So yeah, from the real-time data that comes to the drone, the model will be able to identify cracks and then report it to the inspectors.
Aha! But therein lies the problem, right? We can spot the crack and do it much more efficiently. And when I say efficiently, I mean, I guess, at a better cost as well. You don't have to send a human person out all the time to go find these things. But then from the time you find these, right, you report them, and then we're back to, well, now we have to wait for them to be fixed. So the advantage here is at least I know they're there, but it doesn't make the process go any faster.
Oh, yeah. So so far, we are at the stage of identifying and inspecting the cracks. But in the future, this can be moved on further, so to send out reports to the office or the inspectors directly. At this stage, we are able to maybe deploy it on a drone so that there is no need for the inspectors to go and reach to hard-to-reach areas of a bridge, for instance. Mm-hmm. So it'll be safer and faster and more cost-effective, actually.
How did you come up with this idea? And obviously, if you live here, you realize the issue we have with infrastructure. What was the plan to come up with this?
Yeah, exactly. The initiative was exactly with the situation that we have, especially in Montreal, for instance, and in Quebec, that we have so many infrastructure and some of them are in remote areas. So we need quick and regular inspections. But now it's done manually, and it's not really cost effective, and it poses some safety risk to the inspectors and to the public while the inspection is being done. So yeah, the idea was to make it more efficient.
So is the idea then down the road, and I realize we're fairly early on in this, to eventually sell the technology to a city or a government? How would it work?
Yes, eventually, like we can have this collaboration with the city to actually deploy this for in-practice inspections. And the important part here was to have an AI model capable of identifying cracks. So now that we have that, we are able to talk about deploy it in practice.
And does the city know you've done this, or you've been in contact with someone at the city about this?
Not yet. Actually, this is a new study, and it just has been released, and the paper was published. But yeah, hopefully in the near future. Yeah,
I'm asking because the city would be very excited to know that this kind of technology is out there, because every day it's someone else yelling at the city for not filling a pothole.
Oh, yeah, we will be happy to have this collaboration and help the city with that.
All right. If you don't, I'll let the mayor know, all right, because I think this is a great idea. How far along are we here, Rose, in terms of, saying, okay, this is now, we've got, all the testing we need done, we're ready to actually put this thing into work?
In terms of inspecting the crack itself with an AI model, we are actually at a good stage. Our study shows that the model is capable of identifying any cracks under any circumstance. Then later on, we have to collaborate with, for instance, software engineers to just deploy this and integrate it with a drone, and then run the experiments in practice over a real breach, for instance.
Okay. So, timetable-wise, do you have a timetable? Is it months or years or?
Actually, we have another student in our lab that is actually working on with a drone to do such a thing, but the integration can be done within a coming year, I think.
Okay. It's interesting. We had someone on the show, I'm going to get a month or so ago, at another, I think it was at UCAM, who were developing an actual, substance that can go into the potholes that's better than what we use now, would last longer, maybe be cost effective as well. We're not working together with, there's no collaboration, right?
Yeah, no, actually this is an active research area, and so many researchers are working on this at the moment. But yeah, ours is a little bit more different.
Okay. Listen, I wish you luck. I think everyone could agree we certainly need it. If we could do it faster and, again, more cost efficiently than we have up to now, it's good news. So congratulations on this, and I wish you well. Let me know when we can roll it out.
Yeah, thank you.
All right,
thank you so much,
care.
And thanks for having me.
Yeah, pleasure. Rose Rostami over at Concordia. Nice going, Concordia. I'm a McGill grad. I wish McGill had done it, but still, good for you, Concordia. I'm happy you've come up with this. Isn't this fascinating, though, when you stop and think about it? Finally, it's weird how long it's taken for us to get to the stage where we're now having universities actually study the problem with our roads as if they just developed. We've been talking about this for what, 20 years? Maybe longer? How far back does the Charbonneau Commission go? And nothing, it was just all word salad up until now about, well, we're looking at it, we're going to do what we can, and nothing ever changed. And here we are now, for whatever reason, maybe because this year was so bad they had no choice, and you have universities actually looking into, technical aspects of how we can prevent this from happening in the future. So that's wonderful news, and I just hope it doesn't take another 50 years for them to figure this out and actually roll it out so we don't talk. One day in Montreal's future, we will not be talking about potholes. We will have figured out a way to deal with them. I just don't know when that one day is.
Unmistakably Canadian.
It's the music that raised you.
The artists raising the bar.
Hi, this is Brian Adams.
Hey, my name's Brett Emmons. I'm from the Glorious Sons.
Hi, I'm Nelly Furtado.
Made in Canada. The station that champions Canadian music.
Loud, proud, and all yours.
No passports required. Just press play.
Tap into Made in Canada now on iHeartRadio.ca
or the free iHeartRadio app.